Morning, it's Tuesday and we have just docked in Charlottetown on Prince Edward Island. Charlottetown is where Canada was first united in 1867, so we're looking forward to exploring this. It's a shop.
Yeah, the little welcome centre we're in right now. We can get maps.
Oh, I think a map would be good actually. Yeah, let's see if we can get a map, that would be really good. Because I think there's a walk you can do that I quite fancied.
Okay.
Wow, it's hot.
Yeah, it's almost like Greece, isn't it? Who'd have thought in Canada in September?
I think they said it was 27 degrees today.
Yeah.
It's my...
Feels it. It definitely feels it, doesn't it? It's certainly not that at home at this time of year.
See, that's... I'm sure it said 27 degrees today and it feels like it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really hot and I think today is going to be the hottest day. But it's beautiful here.
Yeah, it's really nice, like wooden houses.
Really beautiful.
Feels almost like a Scandinavian
It
town.
does, and it's very quiet.
Yeah.
I think everybody else who got off the cruise ship must all have gone to the same place.
Yeah.
And we turned right instead of left. Everybody else was going left. So we found the quiet
Escaping
spot.
the crowds.
Well, we're trying to find the Confederacy
Trail leading to the farmers market.
That's what we were wanting to see. So.
Yeah.
Everybody else has gone for lobster, I think. Apparently it's famous for its lobster here.
Yeah, which we might try later on
this
afternoon.
You mind?
You can't.
I won't be. But they also do really good chocolate-covered potato chips. That I will eat. We walked the Confederacy Trail and we found...
It's been really nice and warm, hasn't it?
It's just so hot. We found the farmers market.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it only opens on Saturdays and today is a Tuesday. So we couldn't go in, which was a shame. But we had a nice walk in the sun, so...
It almost feels like Greece, doesn't it?
So hot.
Sandy trails, the sun, the insects buzzing.
Yeah.
It's definitely warmer than home, isn't it?
So we didn't quite do what we planned to do.
No.
But it's still a nice walk.
Yeah, so double check if things are open. Don't be like
the moral
us.
of the story.
Hey.
So we've been for a walk around Charlottetown. We're a bit exhausted.
Yeah.
Went for a long walk.
Very hot. Yeah.
So we've come back to the ship. And we have something called the Quench package, which is you pay an amount up front and then you can have up to 15 drinks
a day
each, which is a lot. I don't think we're even managing 5.
No.
You?
We're on the non-alcoholic drinks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's so much like non-alcoholic cocktails, smoothies.
Yeah, coffee, tea.
All your regular fizzy
all
drinks.
cans of drinks, all like sodas and everything. But it's a lot, and I'm struggling to see how anybody actually manages 15 drinks a day.
Well, that's how they make it affordable to them, don't they? I've got the
we're doing our
frozen
best.
smoothies. They make your brain freeze.
Yeah. I'm like working my way through the non-alcoholic cocktail list, so the mocktails. I think there might be just 2 left I haven't tried. So I'm working my way. So far my favourite's the mojito. It's really minty, I like that.
So we're just gonna wander.
Do you know what? We're sitting by the hot tub and I really want to put my feet in it.
It's tempting after that one.
Yeah, it really But I think we're going to head back out again for a bit. Not for long, but just to walk along the harbour side and see what's there.
It's got a really nice vibe out there, isn't it?
All right. Good to have you back. We're going to try a little song on you called Sweet Caroline. See if you'll all join in. Yeah? Any other visitors from off island? Here they are. Yeah, ready for Sweet Caroline, Judy? There we go.
So it must be good because there's a huge queue, isn't there?
I reckon this is queue like this all the time, don't you?
Possibly. We're just wondering if there's a vegan option for you.
I don't know, because it said cows. That's cow's milk.
Well, I'll enjoy it.
You can have one. I have got these now.
Yeah, chocolate, another island delicacy.
Apparently.
Chocolate covered crisps.
Chocolate
Potato chips. This is melting really quickly
What's it like, Will?
because it's so hot.
Is it the best? Actually, we can't answer is it the best in Canada.
No,
Did it say that? It just says the best.
Prince Edward Island.
Is it the best?
It's really good.
I'll tell you what.
I must say it is really good.
Is it the best you've had on Prince Edward Island?
I mean, by default, this win. Yeah,
It's winning.
it is really actually. No joke. This is really good.
Really good.
Really good.
Have a look at it.
But it's so hot
It's just melting.
and it's so busy now. I got served it, and then I'm waiting to pay, and so it was melting as we were waiting. Unfortunately, I didn't get a serving because we had a camera. Well, no, this is really good.
Very good. Thumb up.
Unfortunately, you can't have it.
No, no, it's fine.
So we also bought another delicacy, cow potato chips, chocolate covered potato chips.
Oh, we were told by somebody who does she live here?
Nova
From
Scotia.
here? Yeah. That these are the thing, but also it's so hot today they're melting already. No, that good.
Probably not vegan though, eh?
Oh, they're melting.
Yeah.
We
Is it interesting?
I feel like we don't have long to eat these before they're just going to be mush.
So what do you think? Yeah. They are. They sound so wrong. Crisp and chocolate.
It works though. Morning. It's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're losing track of days. So we're just docking right now in Sydney on Nova Scotia. It's compared to Scotland, obviously. It's New Scotland. And from first impressions, it looks a lot more built up than Prince Edward Island yesterday. There's a lot of trees. It looks quite green, doesn't it? So perhaps that's why it's like Scotland. But apparently we're going to see a lot of tartan. People speak Gaelic here.
A lot of Scottish settlers. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, Scottish immigrants settled here, so that'll be interesting because we know Scotland pretty well, so it'll be interesting to see how much it is really like Scotland.
There seems to be a guy in a kilt that's going to greet us down there.
Yeah, so already we just need some bagpipes.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll probably wander on the afternoon, haven't we? Because we've got some, we've got a performance to watch
Got
today.
a private performance of a band that look kind of Celtic.
Yeah, they're from Nova Scotia, aren't they?
Yeah, so
we're
that's
having a
going to be
private
interesting.
performance
Yeah.
in the morning, and then
We'll show you that when we're there. It's
and
on
then
for
we've got
about
some
half an
admin.
hour. yeah, do be aware if you've never cruised before, there's a fair amount of admin to take care of, especially for us because we are international travellers, so we have to deal with immigration first in Canada, then into the US. So there's some complicated bits, and dealing with because we bought the drinks package, things like that, getting that onto your account. Yeah. There's some bits that you need to take care of. So I think we're going to come out this afternoon to take care of some stuff this morning. If you see me squinting, it's so sunny. It's going to be another hot day. It's going to be another hot day today. Okay, so we can see the bridge from here. When we had the bridge tour yesterday, he told us that their eyes are the best instrument. So when we dock, they'll stand on the bridge there and actually just watch, which is, when you see how much technology they've got in there, it's quite incredible that the best thing they can do is just stand there and watch. But you see, humans are still better than computers.
I don't know if the AI is going to have something to say about that.
Yeah, probably.
We love the music of Cape Breton and the Eastern Provinces. That's where our name comes from. But actually, we have our very own Cape Bretoner with us, Liam Campbell. He is from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Liam will be on vocals and lead guitar. Fiddling around is Haley. Back on skins is Jordan. And tickling the ivories is Allie.
And on lead vocals we have Duff. The Cape Breton region is known for its famous musical families, and the Rankins are certainly no exception. So we hope that you enjoyed this next tune by the Rankins. You feel the same way too.
For Dana. Irish wake is. Okay, by the amount of people laughing, we know they all.
Yes,
That's a yes. Yeah. I got one more question for you here. Anybody here know Patty Murphy?
Oh yeah, being tough know Patty Murphy.
Yeah, Jordan and I know Patty Murphy.
Oh, my condolences, boys.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Actually, I have a really good story about Patty Murphy. Kind of goes something like this. Oh.
Not only the sounds, but also the social aspect. I like how we learn tunes and teach tunes by ear to each other in groups and pairs. And I also like how we get together to enjoy music. It's often super informal, getting together with some friends, maybe a pub session, or a good old kitchen party, which I think is markedly East Coast, a kitchen party. And if you don't know what that is, it's a ceilidh, a gathering, a get together for neighbors, friends, families, anyone who wants to come along to enjoy the good stuff. Food, company, stories, and of course, music. It takes place in the kitchen because it's warm from the wood stove, there's good grub on the go, and in case anyone wants to join in the music making on the fly, there's pots, pans, and spoons aplenty to choose from. We're gonna have our own little kitchen party right here and right now, and we invite you to join us. We don't have any pots and pans, but you do have hands and toes, so get them grooving, clapping, tapping. Here we go with our own little kitchen party.
That burning, oppressive heat,
It
like
feels
you're in
like it did in
Caribbean,
Greece.
like in Mediterranean.
Yeah. really didn't expect. You know, I would have packed so differently if I'd known.
Yeah, I've got one pair of shorts and I'm running out of t-shirts due to
Yeah, we're going to
the
have to,
sweat.
we'll have to buy a Nova Scotia t-shirt today.
Yeah. Forced to buy some tourist t-shirts.
Yeah. So we are in Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Which is Scottish in origins, a lot Scottish.
Scottish and Irish.
Yeah.
It seems.
And we just watched a private show, didn't we, from a band that are from here.
Breton Thunder.
Yeah.
Scots and Irish heritage band.
Yeah. Bit of a mix, isn't it?
Yeah. Mixed between the two. But it was good though.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. The lead singer was great.
Yeah, he can really sing.
Yeah. But we've had a quite relaxed morning, haven't we? We've only got a couple of hours here, so.
Yeah, so we're going to go and find the old town, which is really, that's what I wanted to see.
Alright, so when we get downstairs, just watch your heads because the ceiling's a little bit low. It was built for people who are around 5'4".
I'm not far off that. Wow. Come in a bit.
So good afternoon, welcome to Joe's house. My name is Colton, I'll be your tallest tour guide. That's why they stick me down here half the time. This is the oldest house in Sydney. It was built in 1786 by a man named Samuel Sparrow. No relation to Jack. He stayed for 2 years, and then he moved back to his home in South Carolina. I wonder if the weather had anything to do with that decision. We had different families living.
Colton just got started.
Sure.
Okay, just join up with Colton. Okay. Watch your head going down. Thank you.
Let the sign duck.
Sorry, we're late.
That's all right. You're not late by that much.
It's my wife's fault. I wish I was here with you.
So, good afternoon and welcome. This is the Joe's house, and as we just mentioned, it's the oldest house in Sydney, built in 1786, and is built by a gentleman named Samuel Sparrow. And as we just mentioned, he's not Jack Sparrow's brother. So, I know it's a bit disappointing. He only stayed for 2 years, though, but then he moved back to his home in South Carolina. We're not exactly sure why, but we're thinking maybe the weather had something to do with it. So we had different families living here, but it wasn't until 1836 that we had Thomas Jost and his family move in here from Germany. And they lived in this house all the way up until 1971.
Wow.
That's why we call it the Jost house. So the servants would be down here. They'd have this fire going 24/7, even during the hottest months of summer, because we needed it in order to do our cooking and to do our baking. There's a little hole in the wall, so the heat from the fire can travel over into this little oven. This is called the beehive oven. Before the servants could have their tea in the morning, they need to check the temperature of the fire. So they're going to use this seagull's feather. They're going to put it inside of the oven. And if the fire's nice and hot when they bring the feather back out, it'll be smoking, it'll be singed. That's how they know the fire's hot enough to bake bread. So I call this the original thermometer. Once the bread comes out of the oven, we're going to take it upstairs and we're going to sell it at the front of the general store. So it wasn't just a house, it was also a business. In fact, 200 years later, we still run it like a business. So some things in this house never change. Over on the table here, we have a bunch of 18th century utensils. Many of them are familiar because we still use them today. As the old saying goes, if something's not broken, don't fix it. We have a potato masher, which could also be used to grate cheese. We have our cheese tester, or our apple core. We also have an ice cream scoop. If the ice cream gets stuck, you just give it a twist, then you can drop it in the person's bowl. We also have our hanging scales with the hooks. That would be for our luxury items like for fish and for meat. And if you were a soldier living back then, you'd get your first meal on the house. So they usually brought a ladder with them every time they visited. I'm just kidding. And that's my first of many bad jokes down here. So if you can get through my bad jokes, you can get through anything. It's the hardest part of the basement, I promise. So you're welcome to take as many pictures as you'd like. You can browse the artifacts on the table here. But when you're ready, we'll head over to the other side of the room. I'll give you a very brief description of those items, and then we'll head back upstairs.
Thank you.
You said servants. How many servants?
They probably had about 3 or 4, that's my guess, because one needed to watch the fire, one needed to do the baking and the cooking, one needed to take tea up to their masters, and then probably the 4th person would rest or switch with the other servant. So you'll notice there's no beds, no hammocks, so we can assume that the people who did sleep down here, they slept pretty uncomfortably, I'm sad to say. But they weren't complaining, they couldn't complain. But they were happy for the most part because they were finally on dry land after being out at sea for 3 to 4 months. And they had something that everybody wanted back then. They had a roof over their heads. So that was very significant. Over there we have our first cordless washing machine. Doesn't take any coins. Just give the crank a couple spins, the clothes will come up under the organ keys. You got the yellow agitator for friction, then the hot soapy water's in the front. It was built in 1888 by David Fairchild. He's the son-in-law to Alexander Graham Bell. And over here we have our barrel. This would, most of the time, it would be filled with flour, and there'd be hundreds of these barrels loaded up on the ships. If it didn't have flour, it would have things like fine china, like plates and glasses. But because that stuff is so fragile, we're going to put it in its own barrel. We're going to fill that barrel with molasses so it can survive the ship's voyage. Back before they had bubble wrap. Then we have our Scottish spinning wheel. We imported that from Scotland along with the sheep because we needed the sheep for our wool in the wintertime. A lot of the livestock here we had to bring in from other countries because there were no horses or cows when we first came here. And we needed those animals in order for civilization to work out. We also have a nice skate. We would actually tie these onto the bottoms of our shoes so we could walk around during the wintertime. Yeah, definitely had smaller feet back then. Over in the corner we have our butter churners. We have our yarn off the spinning wheel. We also have a mailbox. This would hang out on the front door. I'm just going to check to see if we have a letter. Nope, no mail today. But if we check again in another 3 to 4 months, we might actually have a letter. Also, when somebody writes to you, they're stingy with the paper. So they're going to actually not charge me to send my mail, they'll charge me to receive it. That's because they're not sure if the ship will make the next voyage or not. And when they write to you, they double space every single line so that you can write your reply underneath where the other person wrote. That's where you get the old English expression, read between the lines, from the mailbox. And we also have postcards because we wrote to England, we wrote to France, and we wrote to the United States. We have Marconi here on the right, he did the wireless telegraph. And then we have Fleming here on the left, he did the Pacific cable.
Good. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, so this is the bedroom. So welcome to the 1800s. We thought the 1700s were a little deprived. The 1800s was just like a century of terrible things. You had, it was a time when there was, of course, a lot of consumption going on. There was no cure for consumption. People, you know, the tiny bed they had there, that they started the rope beds really in the 1600s when they started to travel. So this was the kind of bed a sea captain would have. And of course, the ordinary seamen just had hammocks that were in the hold of the ship. Back in the day, the sunlight, the light was open. There was no curtains. There was probably nobody to look at you anyway. But the sun was to come in and naturally warm the room, so you didn't have to have fire going as bright in the wintertime as you would have otherwise. And of course, in the summer, while the fireplace was always going a little bit, it was mostly by natural sunlight. Curtains went on the bed. Curtains went on the bed for privacy. because this was a one bedroom, the family had. So the children would be here and the adults would be here. And so the curtains were used for privacy. They were also used for warmth in the wintertime because they would close them and keep warm. And for disease, because whoever was sick was on the bed. And so they closed them. So as you can see behind you, that was a medical spittoon there, the white one. And they didn't have Kleenex, so you were spitting in there the whole time. And then, of course, it would be cleaned in the morning time. This came off here as a decoration, but what it was used to do was to beat the mattress. The mattresses would be straw, and of course straw, that means they might have creepy crawlies in it, and so you would beat the mattress for that, and also to level it out in the morning. You take it outside, you put it outside to let the sun kill the germs on it, and then in the wintertime, the snow would actually, if it was going to snow, you could put it out and it would dry clean it. Back in the 80s, our government had a bad idea. I realize it's probably hard to believe. But they took away, go ahead, our dollar bill. And they gave us this ugly coin. It opened to mixed reviews was the polite expression at the time. Government thought it was wonderful, we still hate it. We have the queen on the front and our common loon on the back. Outside of the province of Quebec, it's called a loonie. Of course, when you tell them that was stupid, they just double down. Double down, that's right. And they took away our beautiful $2 bill and they gave us this even uglier coin, like a New York subway token on steroids. And they put the queen on the front and they put a polar bear on the back. And they said, oh, it's a berry, they'll call it a berry because they called the other one a loonie. Totally missed the point. We call it a toonie. Keep your loony toony hands off our money, please. Then they talked about a $5 bill and we went all Alberta on them, as they say, and then they scared them off. In 22, our beloved queen died, and we published a memorial coin to her to say thank you, ma'am, for your over 70 years of service. And then we followed it up as is proper the next year when he was crowned, a Charles III. And that one is of the loonie variety. So when...
Did you just say Charles was the loony variety?
I don't know. Is he your king?
Certainly is.
So you see, when you have when you have live people, you have to change the direction that they face.
Yeah, that's right.
In America, all your people are dead on your money, so you don't have to worry about these complications. So when William comes along, he will take his grandmother's position. And that hopefully won't be for a while. The last room is the ladies' parlor. Women used to have a parlor. All your good things are in the parlor. All your best furniture, best things, it was kept for good. The Germans call it a Zimmer, I think it is, which means the good room. And they still call it that. It was where the women gathered, children and men were forbidden. Because those two groups break things. And so you could get in as a babe in arms. Then you might get in if there's a very important family conference. If grandmother your mother or your mother-in-law let you in there for a talking to. When you came courting, and then they would have all the questions for you. So what's your father's name? What's your father's name? What are your prospects? Can you make a living doing that? What's your tartan if you had, if this was a Scottish household? They want to know by that what side of the Great Divide you were on during the Scottish-British Wars. They wanted to know what your politics were. That's the way of knowing your politics. And of course, your religion. And were you going to stay here or were you going to take our fair daughter away? And you had to answer all the questions correctly, all of the above, or else they'd go find someone else. The last time you would get into the parlor was when you died. They'd take the door off. That nice door there next door, likely they would cover it all up. They would lay you out on it. They'd put you in the parlor for 3 days to wake you. Why 3 days? Well, first of all, that's biblical. And second of all, you needed time for your relatives who would be coming by horse and wagon or whatever means to come have a chance to say goodbye. And then off you went to the graveyard. So the British say a man only got into the ladies' parlor when he was hatched, matched, and dispatched. The ladies are enjoying their tea. You can have a wave. Yes, and all monarchs on the wall, starting with Queen Victoria, the most prominent, of course, her son and heir, and around the walls. And then if you haven't been upstairs, there are 4 exhibit rooms, washrooms down the end of the hall upstairs to your right. And if you've been upstairs, you're welcome to go back and revisit what you didn't get to see.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's my grandmother. That's my mother.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
That was
and we're from that side, the other side of the family, and yeah, it was really quite amazing actually to have people come from the different, still, and the boys, and we had 2 girls come in, 2 women, and they said we came because this is where our parents met.
Oh, really?
We were both working. The mother was working, looking after Mrs. Jost, old Mrs. Jost, and then the boy he was going to school, but he was doing odd jobs around for the oldest Jost fellow who had stayed. So he was doing odd jobs, so that's how he got his rent. Okay. Covered his rent in the room here, and they said our parents met here, and of course the first thing they did, like a Hallmark movie, was fight the whole time they were here, and they said, you don't know what room. Like my dad was in. I said, it's funny you should ask. I said, as a matter of fact, we do, simply because one of the Jost boys came, the year had come and said, and this is my room, and this was my brother's room, and this was where the border lived. So I said, oh yeah, this is where, yeah, so it's lovely to have a history just of like ordinary people.
Yeah.
Nobody fancy, just this is how regular people, got through the 1700s and 1800s and 1900s. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
So we've just been in the Jost House Museum. That was really interesting. It's just a house that is as it was, starting off in the 17th century in the basement, and the 18th century, then the 19th century at the top. So you get to see how they lived through the centuries. And we bought some, should we walk?
Yeah.
And we bought some oatcakes as well. Now, given all the Scottish history, I'm wondering if these are like Scottish oatcakes.
Yeah, well, that's the lady that's on our tour with us. She's from Nova Scotia, and she recommended this island's oatcakes. So.
Yeah. But when I bought them, the guy said, "Oh, you want some cookies?"
Yeah.
So I'm not sure whether they're going to be like what they're going to be.
They did say oatcakes outside. So.
Yeah, but they don't look like oatcakes, do they?
No. Try it.
No, it's okay. Let's find out. Yeah. You know what? It's like a thinner, crispier shortbread. It's
okay. So
yeah.
shortbread.
It's not.
So
an
it's their
oatcake.
version of shortbread.
It's like a thinner, crispier one. It's not an oatcake for sure.
How does it compare?
No, it doesn't compare to Scottish shortbread. Absolutely not. But it's not bad. I like little biscuits.
Okay, let me have a try.
Which is why he said to me, "Do you want cookies?" It's like a biscuit.
Mm.
No.
That's quite.
Like a little biscuit.
It's not much sugar to it, is it? It's like rice.
It's not very sweet.
No. No, I'm not. It's almost like a rice cake feeling I'm getting.
Oh,
like
really?
an aftertaste, and I don't like rice cakes, so I don't think these are for me.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. That'll be the oats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna have a wander a bit more and then relax at the ship, because I don't think we can take this heat, can we?
Look at that house.
Mm.
No, it's really hot.
Yeah. So we're just gonna walk around the old town.
And walk around the old town, then we're gonna head back and probably go in the pool.
Yeah.
Because it's so hot today. It scared you to death, Will.
It really did.
I think it was like, what was that? Unfortunately, we can't sit and enjoy it today in this rain.